My name is Tanika Reed, and this is my self reflection for InTASC Learning Standards 6, 7, and 8. Um, After reviewing my mentor and the professor's comments on my videos, the biggest reflection I have is that I really love Cahoots. Cahoots really allows my classroom to be more interactive. It allows my classroom to take the same exact assessment, which is the big idea of our grade level, and it's also the big idea of the module that we're in now, with the last two modules, and allow them to further gain knowledge and gain more practice and be able to just go back to the same assessment to see what went right and what went wrong. I do sometimes mix it up a little bit so they won't try to like get the answers and write them down because they do show them. So I do mix it up a little bit with adding, subtracting, converting fractions to whole numbers, converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. So it's very interesting. And then the part of Kahoot that you may not see is the actual data form, which I included it in one of my videos. I don't know if I included it in this one, but to see the data forms of the scholars, I normally have them sign in with their own name. Because you can sign in with a different name, but in my class they know to sign in with their name, so I can use that as data where I can track each time we take the same assessment if they're doing better. And then I can also see what from the use of the whiteboard, I can also see what specific way they decide to solve the problem, which they at this point have a plethora of ways to solve. um I also use the data to keep track of team points. If your practice set group, which is a uh heterogeneous group, gets so many, if everybody is there and everybody participates, they get so many class points lead up to a class field trip. We did eventually go on a class field trip right after we finished this Kahoot, so they were right on point for that. And the group with the largest amount of points, I bought popcorn and candy for at the show. So we had a really good time. Another reflection of this videos is I realized that I really don't show small group, but the way my class is set up, like the video will have to be way longer than 15 minutes because I feel like the video should be like a a intro into the four Pacific agenda items that Engage New York gives you. It does not allow that time for small group or student engagement. Other than the concept development, it gives you a very large time for concept development. We don't use all that time for concept development because they break into practice groups. And that's something I showed probably in my first video, the practice groups and how the practice groups are given certain questions from the practice set and they have to come up with a final answer. And then once they find a final answer, they share out that answer at the board in their groups. So other groups can understand like they're thinking behind solving the problem, which is something I really don't get to show because by the time I'm through my four agenda items, sometimes you get a little snippet of practice groups or partner groups in the video. But the groups that I have are after that are mostly skills that work, mostly groups that is focused on um a skill set. So my higher level learners are grouped together and they are currently working on, I think they were working on ratios. My lower level group is currently working on adding fractions with like denominators. They are also working on adding four-digit numbers. I do realize that I have to really show those small groups in my next video. I'm gonna try to show those small groups in my next video, because they are really good groups. The first group that comes to the table is usually a mixed group. It's usually the 20% or 15% or the 10% of scholars that do not pass the exit ticket with at least 70%. So, I think that's the thing that I need to show in my next video. So I'm gonna see if I'm able to get to it. My next video may be locked and loaded just because it's the last video and I have to show all of the InTASC standards from 1 through 10. So another thing I want to say is that my scholars have an opportunity to learn while I'm learning. So a lot of the videos that you see are brought to you by my scholars. They record the video. We sit down and edit the video together. They tell me the things to take out, the things I should fast forward. So I told them they're gonna get a little teaching certificate at the end of class, which I did give, which I will give them at the end of class. But yeah, they just like highlight a lot of the things. And what you will see, what you don't get to see on the videos, is that they really have an opportunity to like really put a lot of input into how class is going. Only thing they really don't have input into is curriculum. I really don't have input into curriculum other than the small groups that I run after my Eureka direct instruction is over. That's when we have a lot of input into small groups. So they have a lot of input into those small groups and where they want to go as far as learning goes. Um, I have like maybe one or two outliers that's basically doing math. Either one lady is doing math on a high school level, the other one is doing it on a college level, but I still have them all to lumped together just to appease them socially. So without me going into detail and depth about how that group is set up, I will see you guys in the next video. It will be my last video of my clinical practice. All right, thanks.